I think we got it going. All right, we're recording. Hey, everybody, welcome. My name is Jay Vaughn. I'm actually a little bit north of Atlanta, Georgia, in Canton, Georgia. We're excited to give you a little information about Agara Life tonight. I'm a real estate agent down here. I'm pretty busy. We always have our hands full, and the market's pretty good in Atlanta. It really never slows down. So, and I wasn't really looking for another idea. But I was looking and shopping for things that would help me with some joint discomfort because I run a lot. And Danny and Kim Johannes didn't know that. Really good friends of mine from past business experience. We just kind of kept in touch over the last few years. But about 20 years ago, we made a ton of money together. And of course, they mentioned a couple other names, Robert and Donna Faison. And I said, "Oh my goodness, what are you guys up to?" Right? Calling me on Christmas or messaging me on Christmas night. So I knew something good had to be up. And those four people right there have never called me and made up stories about anything. So I knew they wouldn't be doing it at that point. And they started talking about this product, which it's a coffee product. But if it's, coffee's not your game, don't run off, because we got people that'll probably share here tonight that are drinking it and getting those ingredients in their body in other ways with hot chocolates and puddings and even hot teas and things like iced teas, flavored teas. So there's a way to get it in your body if you don't like coffee. I love coffee, so it wasn't a problem for me. But I didn't think it would give me the results that I was hearing about, because I mean, I understand supplements and I've done things like glucosamine and things like that for joint discomfort. And it takes, 1, 3 months, sometimes 6 months to get stuff like that in your system to where you're healthier, but you really don't feel anything. But I took their word for it. Right up front, I shared it with a few friends of mine, and we were all just getting excited, listening to these other stories. And on this Zoom, like we're going to share with you tonight, people from all over the country, all walks of life, different ages, different health issues going on, and what the ingredients have done for them. But when I got my coffee, I couldn't wait. I drank the first cup, the next morning. I had my first cup. I only did like a half a scoop, just kind of testing it out. And man, I felt the energy, but I really didn't want to say anything. I said, I don't want to like have the placebo effect, right? Because I was excited about it. And the next day I did another cup. And the third day, I said, I'm going to do a full scoop, because it's treating me right. I feel great. The energy's there, alertness. I was lasting longer during the day. I'm 61. So sometimes after lunch, you kind of want to go take a nap. And I wasn't doing that. And I noticed I wasn't snacking. Well, I found out later there's a little bit of an appetite suppressant in there. So you don't really crave the sugar stuff or the chips and things. And I said, okay, I think it was the third or fourth day I decided, okay, I'm going running. I mean, I run a lot anyway. I just want to go see if it makes me feel different. And I felt great running, which is normal. I mean, I'm used to it. But the real difference was the next day. I got up the next morning and my feet didn't hurt. I didn't have any joint discomfort in my knees, my ankles. And I just said, man, I feel great. I think I'm going to go to the sunshine and I'm going again today. I ran like 3 days in a row with no pain. And I said, man, the only thing I'm doing is this coffee. So the next week I started 2 cups. They said you could take 2 cups a day. So I drank my regular cup. The other thing I noticed was I wasn't drinking a whole pot of coffee. I was only drinking my one Agara cup of coffee. And then at lunch, I had a young guy I shared it with. It's a trainer at the gym. And I just told him about the coffee. I thought kids like coffee too. So he's going to go drink the coffee. A week later, I found out he didn't drink it as coffee, really. He would just put it in a cold bottle of water, shaking it up like a cold espresso and knocking it out. He says, "Oh, Mr. J, I love this stuff. I got really good energy all day." So that's what I started doing at lunch. I've lost over 10 pounds now. I'm down a couple of sizes in pants. I'm not like Jerry. I haven't had to go shopping yet. I had plenty of clothes in the drawer that I couldn't fit in anymore. Now I'm getting to wear them. So they're still kind of like new. So, things like that are happening. And now I'm sharing the coffee everywhere I go. And every time I give out samples, within 1 to 2, 3 days, people are calling me back going, "What is in this?" I said, "Man, read the back of the bag. The ingredients are on there. I'm not a scientist, but I obviously know they've come up with a pretty good blend of ingredients, a proprietary blend that's working, and people are getting results. And people are telling me, my knees don't hurt, my ankles don't hurt. I got more energy. I'm getting more done. I feel like I can take over the world." And the funny thing is, we all say at the end, but man, when I go to sleep, I sleep like a baby. I am getting so much rest, and that alone will give you some energy the next day. So you just start feeling better and better and better, and it makes you want to go out there and share it. And there is an income side to it. You'll hear people talk about it. It can be a small part-time business for you. It can be an extra income for you, or it can turn into a full-time career pretty quick for some people that are already been a part of it. Now, at the end, I'll try to go. We got a couple of days left. We're going to talk a little bit about the founders pool, because there is still an opportunity to do that. But before I do that, I want to call on a few friends. I know I see Miss Rita Starkey. Been knowing this lady a long time. I say, Rita, there's my leader. And Rita, up in Arkansas, share with them your story and what's going on.
I'd love to, Jay. Thanks for having me on the call. Robert Faison is my brother, and he shared it with me back in December. And when he called, he said, "Sis, I got something I think will help you and Donnie." And I said, "Well, what is it?" And he said, "Coffee." And I said, "Robert, I've never had a cup of coffee in my life, and I don't plan on starting at age 72." He said, "Well, come anyway, and I'll fix it like tea." So we went the next day. Drink it like tea. Still didn't like the taste because I don't like coffee. We've tried it several ways, Jay. We started with chocolate pudding, put it in it. We like it that way. We put it in hot chocolate. And lately, since it's been warm around here, I've been putting it in Bloody Mary mix and tomato juice, and I love it that way. So, however you can consume it, consume it. The results are still the same. My husband was diagnosed with cancer last year, multiple myeloma, and he has struggled for a whole year. He struggled, and within 24 hours of drinking this, um, his fatigue was gone. He was actually sleeping 2 to 5 hours every day, and he's not taken a nap since mid-December. And that's amazing for him. His stomach issues from the chemo have gone. His doctors and nurses are amazed. In fact, we've got to take 2 bags to coffee of the coffee when we go Monday for his chemo. We've got orders for 2 bags, so we've got to take that. And like you say, it's easy to share with people, just like you would a good movie or a good place to eat. We started sharing it. We went into debt in 2025 paying for his chemo. Went into pretty good debt. It's expensive with copays and all of this stuff, even with insurance. But we've been able to pay that off from last year and been able to pay this year's copays and deductibles and everything. As far as me, I've lost 20 pounds
Wow.
and hadn't even tried. My hip pain from a broken hip surgery is gone. So we love Agara, we love the coffee, and we love sharing it with others. Jay, thanks for having me on the call.
That's awesome, Rita. And the Vaughns are praying for Donnie, and tell him we said, hey, and
Thank
get
you.
better every day.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Brian, you with us?
I sure am, Jay. I
All
sure am.
right.
Well,
I'm going to bring you on here.
Sherry and I have been involved as far as consuming the coffee for the last 6 weeks, roughly, and I've had some serious leg issues the last 3 years or so. Just a lot of discomfort on a continuous basis. My right knee. When I sit at the desk like I am tonight, after I get up off the desk, Jay, maybe sitting 30 minutes, man, I'd be walking like a 90-year-old. And just consuming the coffee from in those last 6 weeks, those issues are pretty well gone. I don't have any leg issues anymore. Weight loss, I've lost 11 pounds. Sherry's lost about 12 or 13 pounds. Sherry does her vitals every day because she's pre-diabetic, and we've seen some great numbers with her daily numbers now. So we're kind of tracking that to see how well that goes and how that keeps going. But we're excited about that. I'll share real quick. We hand out the samples like everybody talks about, and I handed out a sample to a gal a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago, and called me back up the other day and said, "Hey, man, it's working. I've had some bloating issues, and they're not there anymore." And brought her on board today as an emerald, and so pretty excited about that. We're seeing just great results as a family, and we're building a big team, and got a check this week. So it's just getting good, Jay. Just getting good. That's all I can say. Back to you.
In Georgia, we say getting gooder and gooder. All right. Hey, Ryan.
Hey Jay, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, man. Welcome.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. I excited to share about this opportunity. So I was in networking for about 10 years. I joined about 15 years ago in another company and loved it. Fell in love with the industry, but long story short, things happened during COVID. And since then, I've been driving truck over the road about 4 years now and kind of liked it at first, to be honest. I've been able to go to a lot of places all over the country, but you're going there alone, right? Leaving Sunday night, getting home Friday night. And good friend of mine, Scott Duvall, we talk 3, 4 days a week anyway. We've known each other 30 years. He kind of knew I was looking maybe to get out of the truck and find something different. And I told him, I said, if you find something good, you just make sure to let me know. Well, long story short, he calls me right before Christmas. He said, I think I found something. And I'm like, oh boy, he kind of caught me at a good time. What do you got? And he told me functional coffee. And I understood coffee. You don't really have to explain coffee to people. I got that. I did not understand what the functional part was. And, he explained to me it's essentially 10 supplements infused in the coffee to help people with a lot of different health issues, lose weight, joint pain, just by simply drinking something you're drinking already. I'm like, boy, that makes a lot of sense. If it tastes good and it works, I think we have something here. So I jumped on board immediately just because of respect for Scott and the trust I have in him. And then he said Robert Faison was part of it. So that just solidified that because I'd been in business with him before as well. And I got the coffee here about a week or so later, started drinking it, and pleasantly surprised. Driving truck, let's face it, you have a lot of bad habits and munching all day long, snacking. You're kind of bored. It's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to eat, right? And drinking the coffee, and as somebody mentioned, there's something in there to curb the appetite, and I still eat my meals, but I'm not sitting snacking all day long, which is just absolutely wonderful. The other thing, 2 energy drinks a day, and we know them are absolutely not good for you, but I needed that extra boost. Well, drinking the coffee in the morning, I have 2 cups, and one thing I noticed, it's a clean, sustained energy. I don't have that crash at the end of the day. It actually carries me throughout the whole day. I haven't drank an energy drink, and boy, it's been 5, 6 weeks now since I've actually drank any energy drinks, which has been absolutely great for me because we know that's a bad deal for you as well. But also because some of them poor habits, I developed type 2 diabetes, and they've had me on metformin now for it's been a couple of years. And quite honestly, metformin is not good for you. It's bad for your kidneys. And I've been kind of looking, I got to try to weed myself off of that with better life choices. Well, I heard a lot of people talking about blood sugar numbers. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to experiment a little bit. I completely quit taking it for a couple of days. My numbers went down and they kind of fluctuated, but I found now over a 2 week sustained period that I've been able to cut my metformin in about half and maintain the numbers. So super excited about that as well. But that, along with other people's testimonies I've heard about, the results they're getting, I'm like, why would I not tell somebody about this? And I just started sharing it with people I've been in business with, friends, family, and so on. And very part time, Jay, over the last 6, 7 weeks building this business, every single week I've been paid more part-time doing this than I've made working my full-time job driving truck. And this week's been absolutely unbelievable with the founders pool, which you're going to talk about coming to a close here. I've made more money this week than I'm making an entire month driving truck. So it's been awesome. So the income, the great product, and the awesome community of people we have here, I'm just absolutely jacked to be part of it. Back to you, buddy.
Cool, man. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. I'm going to real quick. I got one more pretty special one here tonight. I get to meet a guy for the first time, and I get to meet him as a sapphire with Agara. So congratulations, Todd, for making that promotion. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. I mean, January 9th, I got to thank Johnny Hopkins. He reached out to me and asked me if I was still in another network marketing company. And I told him no for a couple of years. I just been kind of just driving a semi. And And I'm a lifetime rodeo cowboy from Winterset, Iowa. So I'm full of aches and discomforts. And man, this is just unreal. I almost laughed at him a little bit when he told me it was functional coffee, but out of respect to him, we've known each other for about 40 years. I listened to him. I'm a big time wrestling fan here in Iowa, so I told him, I said, "Hey, I'm not home and I'm a wrestling meet." I got home from the wrestling meet. There was a bag of Agara coffee in my special delivery box. I started the next morning. I will tell you something funny. The original Agara bags had two different sizes scoops, and when he told me to take a half a scoop, I actually took a full scoop. On day number two, I took the top of the scoop, which was 2 cups. But anyway, we got that straightened out after a couple of days. So I'm very appreciative that Agara now has the small scoop for older fellers like me. So I'm loving the experience. I found an emotional side of me today that Johnny and we had quite a discussion. Aches and discomforts are gone. I've lost about 15 pounds. I'm looking at my computer right now, guys, and I was in another network company, and there's a pretty nice comment check looking on my computer right now, and I had to call um, Jerry earlier today, and I was like, I was just blown away. So that, the opportunity to help others live the life they deserve, and I'm just really fortunate. At 62 years old, I feel like I found my retirement plan. I'm a truck driver, just like, here every night, drive about 500 to 600 miles a day. I would definitely be looking forward to, getting out of the truck in the future. But it's actually, believe it or not, made it a lot easier. I don't have aches and discomforts climbing up in the truck. I do have something that I want to try to figure out. I wear a CPAP machine, and when I get up sometimes at night, I was getting up 4 or 5 times at night. I'm getting up now like once, maybe twice. And the second time I get up, I don't put my CPAP machine on. And my wife's not complaining about me snoring. I don't know if I'm snoring, but I think I might have slowed down um, snoring. I've heard it on other calls, the people say that, their husband and wife don't snore. So I just want to thank everybody from Robert to Jerry to Johnny who had faith in me. I didn't start very fast. So like the first 10 days, I just wanted to have my own experience. And then from that point on, we've been on fire. Technically, I don't know what else to tell you, Jay, but besides, I will be Agara for life. So
That's
thanks
awesome.
for having me on.
Yes, sir. Again, congratulations. That's a big deal. And obviously, got to go sapphire before you go diamond. You got to go diamond before you get double diamond. So, man, that's awesome. Way to come out of the gate and get it done. And I know those bonuses you're going to enjoy. You're going to enjoy the bonuses. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up real quick. We usually try to knock this out in 20 minutes or less, and we had some great testimonies tonight. And you can jump on here every night at 8 o'clock and you hear different people, different walks of life. But we got just a little, the company started in kind of in a pre-launch situation, November the 15th of 2025. From November the 15th to January 31st, did a little over 5 million in sales. They are gonna surpass 7 million by the end of this month. And Saturday is our official launch. So we got a couple of days left. Everybody that has become an Emerald with the company has an opportunity to be in the founders pool. The company decided day one they would take 2% of the commissionable volume, not the profit, but the commissionable volume of the company, and put it in a pool and divide that on an annual basis with all the people that are founders. So all you have to do is become an Emerald. Past 7 million today, Rita says in the chat. So that's awesome. So they're going to go well over 7 million before the launch. I mean, and we're like not even that basement level, guys. I mean, you're a handful of people in this country that knows about a company that's going to go all over the world, and that's going to be a global pool. So if there's any way possible, you can you understand things that are going on. You want to have some changes with the product. You want to have some changes financially. There's just no other way to be an Emerald other than buy the $12.99 package, get 24 bags of coffee. You definitely get your money's worth with the coffee, and you're going to consume it anyway. And the only other qualifier is to actually buy your 2 bags a month, which is about $120 a month. And I need almost 3 bags a month in my house. We still got 2 teenagers and my wife. So we're all, I'm drinking 2 cups a day. So, we love it. And when you look at the cost of things, I actually had somebody in my group today or yesterday went on Amazon and individually took all those supplements, and he says, man, I can buy a 30-day supply of all those supplements for a good $247. I can buy a bag of Agara that has it all in there. It tastes good for $69. So for about $2 a cup, you got your coffee supply. You're a member of the founders. You can be a lifelong member of the founders pool of a company that's literally setting records and hasn't even launched yet. So, I mean, I wish I could tell you any other way, but you only have 2 days left. I mean, and that's okay. You still have a chance. So, what a bargain. That's right. I mean, what a bargain for what you get. But and people go, well, $2 a day. While we see them go to other things, wrap around that one with the mermaid or one with the 2 Ds on it and pay 5 to 7, and that stuff's killing you slowly. And for a couple of bucks a day, you can be healthy, And you heard, I don't know how many people, including myself, say we're not eating our snacks. We're actually saving money drinking this coffee, on food. So anyway, congratulations to everybody. What's happening to you, not only personally and with your health. Keep drinking your cup or two a day, and keep sharing it, and go help some other people. To me, that's probably the number 4 thing you need, right? Is to be addicted to helping other people. If you can do that, Agara will pay you really well. So good night, everybody. I'm going to open it up on the gallery here. I say I can. Everybody, we're going to go gallery. You guys can unmute and say good night to everybody.
Good night from Arkansas.
Awesome,
Congrats,
guys.
Don.